Hello, everybody. This is Jim Grazanzio from the Oracle Groundbreakers team, and I'm here with Franky Weber from Brazil, and we're going to be talking about Exadata. This is a part of the conversation series we're having for the Oracle Groundbreakers Yatra that is taking place right now, last week, and next week. So, Franky, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for the invitation.
It's good to meet you. We're meeting here for the
The
first
same.
time. Yeah, meeting
Yeah.
here for the first time. I haven't actually gotten to Brazil yet. We've had many events there, Oracle events, but we have somebody there on my team. So, or yeah, actually, he's in that region. So I haven't been able to get on a plane and get to any events there. And then, of course, we have a friendly neighborhood virus that actually came this year, so nobody's going
Yeah.
anywhere. So good to
That's
meet
hard.
you online. Anyway, and you're participating in the Yatra here, and so I wanted to hook up and have a conversation. So before we start, getting into your talk and your presentation a little bit, can you give me just a little bit of a background on you and what you do?
Yep. So, hello, everyone. I'm Frankie, as Jim mentioned, based in Brazil. Um, I work as an Oracle database consultant for Python since December 2017. And I've been in the IT field and Oracle field since 2010. So it's been 10 years that I'm working as a DBA. And most of the time as a consultant for many different countries, many different companies. And I supported many different companies in different countries. So now at Python, we support clients globally. And I also run some trainings on Exadata matters on my own company, loredata.com.br. So if you're interested, just take a look. And yeah, that's it. I'm 29 now, so I just had a boy. So yeah, things are pretty intense here.
Congratulations. Um,
Thanks.
it gets so it's good to have children when you're young. It's much harder when you're older, believe me.
I I I can't guess.
So, okay, so let's talk about Exadata. Exadata Smart
Cool.
Scan, live and uncensored. Is it uncensored? Is that what it's uncensored? Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's uncensored.
yeah. Okay. So what is the censored version of Exadata Live Scan?
No, the actual meaning of this title is that I'm speaking about Oracle Exadata, Smart Scan, but it's actually a live demo and uncensored session. So you'll see everything that I'm going to do and everything. It's going to be live on an Exadata like environment. So the idea is to show how Smart Scan works and the benefit that you can get out of it, and for people to understand and try to maybe um, replay these after just by seeing the recording or stuff like that. So that's the idea, to go under the details of Smart Scan and reveal the benefits and see how it works, the architecture involved, and everything like that.
Cool. All right. Well, congratulations for doing it live. That's always an extra challenge. Um,
Yeah.
when we sometimes, we're doing this conversation now just recorded, so it's easy. But many times we go to conferences and we stream interviews live, and so this is many more things to worry about when you're doing something live. So,
Yeah.
so what exactly is SmartScan?
Yeah, Smart Scan is an Exadata feature and Exadata only. It's not anywhere else. So you will only get this feature on Exadata. And it's basically um, a feature that allows users to query data no matter the volume, I would say. So you get the data faster than in anywhere else. So you query, let's say you perform a full table scan in a table, or index fast full scan in an index. And even if you don't have filters, you can get less data than the actual size of the segment. So let's say you have a 1 terabyte table and you were querying, I don't know, some average in some column, and there is no index on that column. So Exadata Smart Scan can give you the result very quickly because there is some filtering happening in the background on the storage layer. So once the data is gathered on the storage layer, the storage server itself transferred to the database layer only the data that matters to the user. So it's basically some filtering and processing on the storage server, and it offloads the database processing to the storage server. So you get more CPU available in the database because you are using that processing on the storage servers. So that's basically it.
Okay, so you said that this feature is not available elsewhere. Is it a new feature?
No, it actually exists since the beginning of Exadata. So since 2008, when Exadata was introduced, this feature became available. And this is, I would say, the secret sauce on the Exadata database machine. So nowhere else
Wow.
you can find anything like that.
Oh, so that's a long time. That's a long time to have secret sauce. Usually competitors will sort of come up with comparable features.
I would say they try, or there's something similar, but nothing like that. So for Oracle database, there is nothing elsewhere. And for other databases, I would say relational database, you don't have anything like that either. So you have some kind of, I would say, related or similar concept on a Hadoop cluster where you have the data nodes. The processing is, I would say, the processing layer is different from the, I would say, query layer or stuff like that. So it's not, we cannot say it's the same or very similar, but it's a different concept when you process data in different layers. So that's pretty what Exadata does.
Interesting. So if it's been around for a while, presumably DBAs know about it, right? Are you trying to show some of the unique ways of using it, or what's sort of new about your take on it?
It's not new. It's just sometimes people don't get Exadata a lot, or they don't get too frequent the hands on it. So the idea is to show smart scan features, how they work, to people that don't have Exadata house in their business. So the idea is just to show that, and also to show that if people want to get hands on it, there is a way of doing that for free. So you don't need to have an Exadata in your company or in your house or anything like that. So you can just access it available in the Oracle Cloud infrastructures, and I'm going to show how you can do that.
Okay, cool. And this talk is when? When are you going to be doing this?
It's going to be on July 13th. I need to check the schedule. I think it's early in the morning India time. So I'm not sure the exact time. I think it's 7:30. I'm not sure what time the event starts, but I think it's something like that.
Yeah, cool. So 13th. So if you
13th. Yeah.
I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, cool. So I notice your shirt. You got the Oracle Ace shirt on there. And, so tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about the Oracle Ace program, how you got involved. What do you think?
So I would say that the Oracle Ace is a reward. So it's not a certification. It's not anything like that. So you get it once someone nominates you to the program to become an Oracle Ace. There are 3 levels: Ace Associate, Ace, and Ace Director. So I'm currently at the Ace in the mid level. I started actually blogging back in 2014. So I started by my own blog, And then I started also writing some articles for the Oracle Technology Network at that time. So some of them were published in Portuguese in the Latin America community. And immediately in, I think, 2016, I started speaking at conferences. So all of that made me known here in the Brazilian community. And back in 2018, I started speaking at conferences around the world. So I've been to Vancouver, Santiago in Chile, Sofia in Bulgaria twice, Poland last year as well, and many times here in Brazil, in São Paulo, and here in my city. So yeah, I got to be known by the Oracle community, and then I got some nominations. And back in November 2017, I was actually nominated and received the title from Oracle.
Cool, cool.
So yeah,
So
that's
it
a nice thing.
yeah, yeah. I've been talking to a fair number of aces. In fact, I would say more than half of the conversations I've been having so far are with Oracle aces, maybe even more actually. So it's just good. It's just good to hear, insights from how the program works and stuff. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I don't work directly on it. So it's
Mm-hmm.
always nice to hear from people who are directly in it.
Yep.
Um, and it's a community, it's a recognition program, but it's also a community because you guys interact with each other, right? When you go to events and things, and
Right.
you've done some speaking, and obviously you do, blogging, and you have a community presence. I was wondering if you can sort of talk about the sort of the value of working with various communities, whether it's like the ACEs or you go to a conference and you go to a user group or what's that what's the value of doing that?
Yeah, I would say the first thing is that you learn more by sharing than for just keeping for yourself something that you know. So every time I'm going to write a blog post or speak at a conference, I have to study, I don't know, many times more than I would study for any other thing just to learn. So I need to learn how to pass that knowledge to another person. So if they ask me any question about it, I try to be ready. I don't have all the answers, but I try to be ready, and I study more. And I don't only go to the documentation and read the documentation. I normally do some labs to try to understand the product or the feature better. So you learn more because you kind of have to dedicate yourself more to that subject that you are trying to explain to someone else. So I would say the most benefit you get is knowledge. And I would say on the same level of it, of the knowledge, is also the networking relationship that you grow. So I learned a lot of excellent professionals in many of those conferences that I never thought I would meet them in person, or at least drink a beer with them, or. So it's really really amazing. People from Twitter, then you met them live in
Live,
person.
right?
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's nothing that you can pay for that. So yeah, it's really cool.
I um I used to work at Sun Microsystems on the Open Solaris project, and
Nice.
we had communities all over the world, user groups all over the world, and I got very friendly with some of the developers from Russia, and I never met them because I didn't have an opportunity to go there. And this is, we opened Solaris in 2005. Okay, that's a long time ago, and
Yeah.
the project closed down in 2010, right? So, and now we're in 2020.
Hey.
Just last year, I was at an event up in Tokyo. It's a Java event, actually. And one of the guys from the Russian Open Solaris user group was there, you know. And
Nice.
I had only known him from Twitter and blogs and a couple of conference calls, things like that. And it was just like that. We just remembered everything we did, you know, and it was really, really great.
It is.
And it, you know, we had such a great time talking about all the things that we used to do on that project, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I have hundreds of stories like that. You meet people online initially, usually, and then you meet them live when you go into an event. So things
Hmm.
have changed this year. This is the year straight from hell. So, I mean,
Yeah,
so,
it's hard.
so
This year is hard.
what, how are you managing? You work primarily from home anyway, right?
Yeah, I've been working for Python since late 2017, and well, at Python we normally work from home. So I would say it's okay. For me, I'm very used to work from home. I guess for other people that are not used to that, it kind of gets some kind of stressful. So you have to balance that. You need to know that there is working time, there is personal time. So sometimes working from home, you don't stop working, or you work more than from the office.
Right.
So I would say that's the hard part. And there is also the social distance, right? Not only because of the COVID, but because you're not going to the office. So you don't talk to people like you did in the past.
Right.
So that's the hard part. You need to be strong and keep your mental health your mind healthy. So yeah, there are some articles on the web on how to exercise that part. So I try to practice yoga and meditate a little bit, so that helps. And I also play the guitar here, you see.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's also helped me to alleviate the stress. So
It
yeah.
looks like a Strat. Is that a Strat back there?
What?
It, is that a Stratocaster?
Oh, it's kind of custom model of it. Yeah,
Okay.
it was custom. It was built by luthier. So yeah, it was kind of personalized. But yes, it's a Strato-like model.
Cool. So yeah, no, I completely agree with you. You know, when I used to go to events, I'd come home with 20, 30 names that new people I've met. You know, and so this is a much more difficult situation in terms of the human relations. You know, part of it, which is a big part of how you build communities. You build, you know, software communities. You know,
Yeah,
you always have an online relationship with these people, but I think what people don't realize is the physical in-person relationship is really just as important. And it's not like you have to see each other all the time, but, you know, once, twice a year, you know, there's a certain, you know, touch point. It's the same thing when you have a distributed team. It's good to have an all hands once a year,
yeah.
a few times a year. So, yeah, okay. Well, Frankie, good luck on your talk coming up in a couple of days. And
Thank you.
I love the uncensored bit of it. So hope it goes well.
Yeah, it
And
will.
and
I'm positive about it.
cool. All right. And maybe when the world gets back to normal, or as they say, the new normal, maybe we'll see you at some event sometime in the future.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool. Talk to
Looking
you soon.
forward to that.
Thanks. We'll
See
talk to
you.
you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.